hold it like that, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick review on a few different things. We're gonna start out with place value. Okay, place value in 4th grade, you need to know up to the 100 millions. Okay, now, these little guys have a name. These are periods. And within each period are 3 places. So these things right here are places. Specifically, this is the units period. This is the thousands period. And this is the millions period. Now within a period are 3 places, so let's identify them. This first one is our ones. This next place is our tens. And then we have our hundreds. This makes up the units period. This is our thousands period, and that's made up of our thousands, our 10,000s, and our 100,000s. This last period right here is our millions period. And inside the millions period, we have 1 million, 10 million, and 100 million. Could you please press pause? Make sure that
It's on.
it's on. Okay, awesome. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about is expanded notation. Now sometimes students forget the difference between expanded notation and expanded form. I'm going to show you a little way to remember which one you're doing, okay? If you put this little line right here, that makes a 4. So you can remember that they want you to do the one that you learned in 4th grade. I'm going to show you another reminder. You don't have to write this part. But with expanded form, do you see this M right here? If I turned it 90 degrees, that means this direction. It'll be a 3. Expanded form is what you learned in 3rd grade. Expanded notation is what you learned in 4th grade. Okay. So let's talk about expanded notation. Let's say I have the number 23,415. If I want to write that in expanded notation, here's what I would do. I would take the number and multiply it times the place that it's in. So 2 is in my 10,000s place, and I would write 2 times 10,000 plus, my next place is 3 in the thousands place, 3 times 1,000 plus 4, it's in the hundreds place, times 400 plus 1 is in the tens place, so I would do 1 times 10, and then 5 times 1, because 5 is in the ones place. What I've done is I've written this in expanded notation. If you'll pause the video for me. All right, the next thing we're going to do is rounding. Okay. So let's look at rounding. Let's say we have the number 423. and I want to round to the nearest tens. What number is in the tens place?
A 2.
All right, so I'm going to underline that number, and then everything after that number. I look and I think 423 is between 420 and 430. I chose those numbers because we're rounding to the nearest tens. Now, smack dab in the middle is going to be 425, yes, 425. Okay? Now, we ask ourselves, is 423 to the left or to the right? And 423 is going to be about right here-ish. Okay? So if we look at this, we're going to round to the nearest tens, which would be 420. Okay? Go ahead and stop the video. 3, 2, 1. All right. So let's take that number again, 423. And the number that we have in our hundredths place is 4. And I want to round to the nearest hundreds. All right. So I have to ask myself, what two numbers is 423 between? What two hundreds is that between? So that would be 400 and 500. And smack dab in the middle is 450. Okay? Now, in looking at this, I'm going to plot this